from Goodfellas TV from Alexis Too Sexy Salazar.
Greenwood Stock Trading wants to show you how to make money in the stock market. Be a successful investor and make money from anywhere in the world you choose to be. Travel more. Spend more time with friends and family. Or simply just enjoy the freedom to have fun. What are you waiting on? Join us today on your successful options trading journey.
All right, man, let's talk about Oscar De La Hoya saying that he, down the line is going to put Vergil Ortiz in the ring with Ryan Garcia. Also, Eddie Hearn said he preparing to offer this to send to David Benavidez to fight Demetrius Andrade. And we also talk about, first and foremost, Tszyu and Terrell Gausha has a March Showtime card. So Tszyu promises people he'd be fighting in March. He kept his promise. He tried to take Tszyu to Australia. Tszyu tried to take Terrell Gausha to Australia. I guess PBC worked something out, so they have a March show. March boxing is bad. I won't say it's historically bad because, boxing tend to kind of pick up like right after St. Patrick's Day, Aprilish, and pretty much it's just following the trend that it's following the trend that it usually is on. So April is like when it pick up. The summer they might have a couple big shows. They might have a couple big shows in the summertime, or one big show in the summertime, and then boxing's best work is done in the fall. That's when it's done. It's done in the fall, bro. So it makes no sense when college football and basketball and National Football League is back on, but it's a backward sport. They best shows should be on in the summer, no matter if the Olympics on or not. They best shows should be on in the summer. As soon as the NBA Finals is over with, it should be shows. We don't care about baseball, and people gonna watch the Olympics. You can watch boxing too. On those years that the Olympics, they best shows should be on June, July, August. And we shouldn't have a week that go by that it doesn't have a big fight in it, even by their standards, whatever a big fight is. But they tend to do things backwards, and then they try to give us half decent cards, and the viewership not there because the timing all bad. But all right, so Tszyu and Terrell Gausha, the headline Showtime Tripleheader, March 26th in Minneapolis. So I'm guessing they're gonna be at the Armory. It says Tszyu and Terrell Gausha have been elevated to the Showtime Championships boxing main event. The junior middleweight match initially was supposed to be co-featured before the Brian Castanos-Jamel Charlo rematch March 19th at the Crypto.com Arena in Las Vegas. But once Castanos suffered a slight tear in his right bicep while training their second 154-pound title unification fight was postponed last month, likely until an undetermined date in May. But yeah, the WBO, this is what I heard through the grapevine. All right, the WBO push play on that. They will let Castanos and Jamel Charlo go forward. Obviously, hints that Tszyu still fighting Terrell Gausha, that Charlo and Castanos gonna move forward. I heard the announcement is supposed to be coming out today. Today you got the Canelo press conference for Bevo in San Diego, and then at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time you got Errol Spence and Ugas press conference. So these people doing press conferences less than 2 months out. It's beyond me, bro. But I understand the pandemic and all that. But then when the fights don't sell or do well, then they blame the consumer. It's just crazy, right? They really doing opening press conferences less than 2 weeks out for most of these fights. I think Tyson Fury was less than 2 weeks out. Obviously, Errol Spence is less than 2 weeks out. And then, Canelo might be right at almost 8 weeks out. They under 8 weeks out for Canelo, for Spence. Spence Ugas White Fury, back-to-back week pay-per-views, which I'll talk about that in the later video. And Canelo right on 2 months, which I think is still too soon. I remember Floyd used to tell his uncle it took 6 months to build a pay-per-view. That ain't true no more. But Australia's Tszyu, 20-0, 15 to KO, is WBO's mandatory challenger for Castanos Championship handlers for 27-year-old Tszyu, a son of former junior welterweight champ Tszyu, petitioned to the WBO for medical documentation of Castanos' injury from an independent doctor because Tszyu's mandated title shot is overdue. I mean, just a lot of different stuff going on here. This Gausha show will likely include a 10-round junior middleweight bout and highly touted Cuban prospect Yovis Gomez, 5-0 and 5 KOs, which he's a treat to see, bro. Against Mexican veteran PBC punching bag Jorge Cota. That's pretty much what it is. No disrespect, but that's what it looking like it is. So yeah, Elvis Gomez is good. I seen him on a Melaneki Christmas Day card. Also, I heard through the grapevine, through rumors, there's a rumor that Darwin Price could be taking on Sergey Lipyets return to the ring. I believe it may be Darwin's Price return to the ring too. I think he injured his leg. I'm not sure if he came back before and then too, but so yeah, I heard that Lipyets and Darwin Price gonna be in the car. So it kind of makes March more bearable. Friday you got Jose Pedraza and Jose Ramirez taking place. On Saturday you got Chocolito taking on Julio Cesar Martinez. That's gonna be good. I think it's a couple good fights on that card. But overall, man, it's a shitty month, bro. Charlo really made the month of March a really good month in boxing, bro. So I mean, it's sad that we got to sit here, through the rest of them. But Zhu and Gausha, that's actually a really good fight card, a really good fight. So the Iron Price Lipyets on there, if that's true, that's good. You got Yovis Gomez on there. It's a good card. April pickup with Lubin and Fondor, Tony Harrison, and Sergio Garcia and Duran Ennis taking on Custio Clayton for the rights to be Earl Spence mandatory, which I went off on Earl Spence last night. So be it. I mean, his fanboys always trying to change the content. Yeah, the content I'm talking about. Then be like, oh, you just hating on Earl Spence. You just like, I'm not hating on Earl Spence. Y'all just can't help to go over there and talk about him. But tired of that. But I mean, yeah, I look forward to that fight card. It kind of say the month of March, bro, honestly. And if Tim Tszyu could stop Tszyu Gausha, I'd be interested. Now, I heard they don't have no this rumor, and I could be wrong. I heard they don't have no they really don't want to fight him. I heard that Charlo win, he moving up. So I don't know. They told him that he guaranteed a shot at the winner. So, they word is bond, right? So hopefully it is. So I ain't sure, but it's a good card. We're gonna look at what's headed in March real quick. I think maybe some things might have changed here. Let's see if we can pull it up. There we go. So we got Saturday, but that was last Saturday. So Friday we got Jose Ramirez Pedraza, Joey Gonzalez, the co-feature. Saturday we got Chocolito taking on Julio Cesar Martinez. We got Marcio Lure coming back. Mike Perez fighting over there in Dubai. Everybody fighting over there. Then the 12th, you got Lee Woods and McConnell on his own. Nobody cares. The 19th, you got Vergil Ortiz, McKisson, Steve Rose, and Edwin Berlanga. The 25th, you got none I care about. The 26th, Kiko Martinez, Josh Warrington. Kiko just won a title by knocking out Kid Galahad. So just more international flavor. Then the 26th, it'll be they don't have Tim Tszyu and Tszyu Gausha. So pedestrian, but in April, don't worry. Picks up Lubin, Fondor, Garcia, Sergio Garcia, Tony Harrison, Duran Ennis, Custio Clayton. I believe that's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th. I think it's on the 9th. I think that's on the 9th. And then, the following week, I think is it? Yeah, I think it's Earl Spence. And is the following week Earl Spence and the following week is Earl Spence and Ugas, followed by the following week is Tyson Fury and Dillian White, followed by the following week Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson, and then followed by that, Canelo Cinco de Mayo versus Demetrius Bivol was rumored that they're going to put that in Dubai. So, but here we go. Vergil Ortiz open fight. Ryan Garcia, De La Hoya said they're going to meet. De La Hoya been talking crazy. I'll talk about him, what he said about Canelo in a minute in another video. He says Ryan Ortiz, 18-0, 18 knockouts, is open to exhausting every option to face a star opponent, including stablemate Ryan Garcia, 21-0, 18 KOs. Me and Ryan have actually talked about this. If we end up fighting each other one day, or if the opportunity is there, we'll take the money, fight a good fight, leave it all out there. Ortiz told Boxing in an interview it would be cool. That's all I can really say about it. So De La Hoya went on. De La Hoya gave more definitive answer when discussing the subject. He said, quote, "Yeah, it crossed my mind, De La Hoya's whole boxing scene in regard to pitting Ortiz against Ryan Garcia, but quote, but not now. Both guys on different paths to greatness and championship status. But at some point they're going to meet, and that's going to be a super fight, super mega fight down the road. And I can see that happening within a couple years. That's just right around the corner." So, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, they both got to keep winning. And I think Vergil Ortiz and Ryan Ennis is going to be able to they're going to be able to fight, kind of when the welterweight division blow over. And obviously people want to see them fight Crawford and Spence, but Crawford and Spence, and that's their generation, that's their pinnacle fight. But they might run into them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did do damage and beat them. They all are guys on the other side of 30. So they all getting older, and the young guns take them out. That just make these fights a lot more bigger. And they stagnant. They're not fighting this much. And I'll be having Ortiz fight 3 or 4 times a year. I have Ryan in the ring 3 or 4 times a year. But I think Ortiz got a better opportunity of preserving his mint condition, undefeated record than Ryan Garcia. But I mean, Ryan would have to go through 35, at least get a belt, go through 40, which is tough to get a belt. So they'll have to maneuver Ryan because Josh Taylor about to drop the belt, so Ryan ain't gonna jump up right now and maneuver to get a belt. So I think both of them, gonna hit bumps in the road. But with great matchmaking, really, really great matchmaking, it's gonna have to be. I think they can, eventually, preserve their, record, build their fan base, and then fight down the road. But I just don't see Ryan Garcia making it that far. And I could be wrong. But Vergil Ortiz, too, he going to have to hold the weight at 47. And he a big young, but how long he want to hold the weight waiting for Ryan Garcia? I mean, Ryan got to jump up 30. He just jumped up from 30 to 35 a while ago, 35 to 40, 40, 47. So I just don't think Ryan going to be around that long. I think somebody going to cream Ryan Garcia, and that's going to be all she wrote. So, one can dream, right? That would be a good in-house mega fight for Oscar De La Hoya. One could dream. So, but I'm down for it. That'd be a good fight. Both keep headed in the right trajectory. Then they should do it. So apparently Jordan Costas don't want to rematch. He moving up. It is what it is, right? So here we go. The topic of this video. So Hearn, we will make an offer to Benavidez promoter for the Andrade fight. So it says Eddie promoter Eddie Hearn is not ruling out a showdown between Demetrius Andrade, Benavidez. Why? He said the route was originally for Demetrius Andrade to fight Zach Parker. Hearn's Hurt Pro Boxing. David Lemieux fights Benavidez, and then in the winners fight in the winners down the line. The winners fight down the line. So we will now go to Sam's Tusa Whiskey and make an offer for David Benavidez fight. And if that's the case, then we'll do the one, or we can still do the Zach Parker fight in the UK. But unfortunately, we keep getting in positions with Demetrius Andrade. We don't have a dance partner for a big fight. No disrespect to Zach Parker. He's a good young fighter, but no one ever heard of him in the U.S. And my bid reflect that accordingly, even though I lost by 770,000. So I don't know. Maybe we'll take the fight. We'll have to see. So basically, they saying they might leave that money on the table. I think Demetrius Andrade got under $2 million, a little bit of weight, under $2 million in that purse bid. So, basically saying that they might make an offer. So yeah, The winning bout was 1.8. So yeah, you know, and that's Frank Warren one. So it's like right now, Demetrius Andrade might pull out. WBO gonna ban Demetrius Andrade. Held up the WBO middleweight belt. There's some tomfoolery at 54 and got stripped. And the 68, he gonna walk away from the Zach Parker fight. That money is small though, but I mean compared to what he getting. So like I said before, I just take that money, you know, beat up on Zach Parker, stay sharp. I wouldn't hitch my bet on waiting around and waiting for a PBC fighter, bro. Unless they had a fight for me on the card and we could just share a card and showcase each other, then I'd probably hitch my wagon to it. But still with Carson, go ahead and fight Zach Parker, get the interim belt. Benavidez get the interim WBC belt. Maybe Canelo drop a belt or two because he can't pay them at 75 because they ain't got the balls to strip him. Only IBF did, but they unify the interim titles. Hopefully they turn the real titles and be that. Don't sit around waiting on, you know, a PBC fighter because then they got the leverage. Then even though Andrade's a more accomplished fighter but making more money than David Benavidez, they got the leverage. Then they're going to want to fight on PBC. Eddie Hearn can't fall into the same abyss with PBC. So, like I said before, it look like, you know, Andrade might be stepping away and then waiting on Benavidez. Just fight Parker. You don't know. Benavidez, you don't even got a damn date that yet. So just fight Parker, man, and then, you know, revisit it. So Eddie Hearn don't play yourself like that. But, hey, appreciate the love and support. Check out the Linktree link in the description. It'll take you everywhere I am on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, you know, Spotify, the whole 9, Anchor. So check me out. Hit the Linktree link. Find me everywhere. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button, the bell icon button, hit all notifications. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.